Well, hello again, my fluid art friends. I call you fluid art friends because I do all different kinds of fluid art. I do resin, mostly resin, but I do some alcohol inks. And I started with acrylic pouring and I might get back to it. Okay. First thing I wanted to tell you was the giveaway hasn't closed yet for this painting. So, I'm going to put the link up in the corner, up there. So it'll be below in the description too. And you will be able to comment once, and that'll enter you below that video. It's the gold leafing video. That's the one I did when I got to 100 subscribers. And all you gotta do is comment once, and it's just you comment below it. It goes until tomorrow night, which is March 2nd, because today's March 1st. It goes until March 2nd, right around midnight. I will put a thing in there saying comments closed. Anyway, I'm mixing my resin while I'm talking because I'm going to do a picture too, because got a couple of things I'm going to test out. I'm going to try using some unicorn spit. I had a friend of mine, I was telling her about it earlier, and she looked at me like I was crazy when I said it was called unicorn spit. And then, let me get this mixed up, and then I'll show you how yesterday's turned out, because what I liked about yesterday's was, well, the coasters turned out better. I think it looks so neat with the Stone Coat base tints, the black and the white, both in the as the base. So I'm going to try that again. And I'm using a different purple and a different green this time because it's brighter. Okay, that's mixed up. Let me move this. Let me show you yesterday's. I don't know. I got new lighting and a new camera angle today, so I don't know how that's working. Okay, these are the little tiles I did with the white base coat and the black base coat. And what I used over it was two different makeup powders. But you can see my coasters turned out prettier. And I loved how the black and white went together in the coasters. I'm hoping I got all this on camera. I can't see my camera because it's facing away from me. So anyway, that's how these turned out. And that's what I'm going to do today, is try to recreate the black and white in the background. But then I'll stop the video, and I may do it as the same video. I'm going to do two things to embellish it, but I gotta wait for it to set up just a little bit. And that is some of these dots. These are little tiny glass cabochons. And let me see if I can get this open. And I'm also going to add some black glass to it. I couldn't resist, okay? That's why I got, this is a wax pen. You'll see when I do it that I use it to pick up the cabochons. Okay, I've mixed my resin. I mixed 10 ounces. I don't know if I'm going to need that much. And this is my white and my black. God, I hope that's on camera. And then I'm going to do, in the smaller containers, I'm going to do, let me make sure. I didn't check to make sure I opened these yet. And, you know, I didn't, but it's right there. So let me pull this little guy out. because it's got, I forgot what this type of cap is called, but it's got one of these caps on it that when you screw it up, it opens. Okay, let me see where the paper's at on this, because I don't, nope, see, put you off to the side. So I'm going to use those for my, this is a Mardi Gras theme one. I'm going to use those for my purple and green, and then I'm going to use the black, the white, and my favorite gold right now is this bright gold pigment powder by Just Resin. I think this is the first pour in a long time where I have not done, oh Christ, sorry, didn't mean to say that word in vain, but I got green on my gloves. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm going to put these down here. I don't like pouring resin on top of the piece. It's just, I don't want any of it to drip. Okay. This is for the one base tint. Because I'm going to do the two together. You know, kind of like well, not an abstract pattern of some sort. Okay. Now, one of the colors. Another one of the colors. And if I got any left over, of course, you can see I always use my leftovers for coasters. Okay, this one's for the gold. And I don't need that much gold, because if you put too much in, it takes over. Now I'm not going to put a light base coat down on the substrate. This is a MDF panel. It's I think it's 12 by 12, or it might be 10. I think it's 12 by 12. It could be 10 by 10. I had a whole bunch of them cut. And I just sealed it on all front, back, and all four sides with some Minwax, which is polyacrylic. And, you know, I will let the rest of this drip out on there. It doesn't matter. Because I'm going to cover the whole thing. Let me clean off this before it gets too sticky. Because that's what I like about these plexiglass mixing sticks. You can go get your own plexiglass mixing sticks over at artisttilldeath.com. That's Artist Till Death, 2 T's, 2 L's, just like Erica says all the time, which has gotten me in that habit of doing that. Okay, this must be okay. I just didn't want any funny little boogers coming out. And I hope that this lighting is okay. I mean, we'll never know until I look at it. I got 2 big lamps. I will be going live Monday night when I do the drawing. Come on. Come on. Okay. I have no idea why this is clogged up, so you take a toothpick. Doesn't look like it's clogged. There we go. There's some of it. Now you don't want to put too much in there. You just want enough to make it opaque. Okay, and it doesn't come in a squeeze bottle, but the reason it's in a squeeze bottle is because the packaging it normally comes in, it's meant to all be used at once. So if you use a little bit at a time, it gets on the threads of the lid. Okay, there's my black. It gets on the threads of the lid, and what it does is it gets on the thread. Oh, I got something in there. I don't know what it is. Could have fallen off of one of these bottles. As for toothpicks, come in handy. It gets on the threads of the lids, and it makes it almost impossible after a while to open the bottle. So, a bunch of us started putting them in the squeeze bottles, which makes it easier. But there's other things you got to do. There we go. There's some white. There's some white. You also gotta, there's certain bottles you gotta, squeeze bottles. Artist Till Death has them on their Amazon shop. They're really, really super airtight. And then another thing people have been saying is you store them upside down. Okay. Ooh, here's my pretty white. Okay, now let's see how the unicorn spit looks. Now this is sort of an acrylic paint, so you don't want to put more than 10% in there, which is roughly 1/8 of a teaspoon per ounce. And remember, you can always add more color, but you can't take it out, so you want to be careful. Yep, this is going to need a really good mixing. I have no idea what's in it. I know it's an acrylic paint. Because that wasn't quite 10%. That's still a little bit, it's still a little bit transparent. I didn't want that. Oops. Okay, that should be enough to make it opaque now. Hopefully. See, if you add too much of a water-based something like acrylic paints, what do they call this? They call it a gel stain and glaze. It says multi-surface, non-toxic. I'm assuming that it, okay, that's dark enough now. Okay, I'm going to put my colors over here. Now, let's do the green. I'm assuming it's water-based. So, when you put water-based stuff into the resin, water and resin don't like to mix. So, that's why you got to use as sparingly as possible the water-based stuff you put in there. It works, but if you put too much in there, the water that's in with it reacts with the resin, and it doesn't set up, and it makes it into marshmallow fluff. And then you're going to have to, wipe up the resin that's still wet and sand it and flood coat it with a clear. So you don't want to go through all that. So just remember not to make your resin into marshmallow fluff. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. And here is the bright gold powder from Just Resin, which I absolutely love it. I think that's going to be enough because I don't have that much in there. I don't want the gold taking over, so hopefully I'm going to do just the, oh, I forgot. When you first put your powder in, if it's on top of the resin, you've got to stir slow. Reason being is if it's powder and it's lightweight, so if you start stirring fast, what's not already mixed in the resin and just sitting there on top is going to poof out. I call those little unicorn farts. But it's not good to breathe it. See, you really should take safety precautions when you're doing this. If you have any, if you think you're going to have any health issues, you should always use your gloves so you don't get it on your skin. Always use a respirator if you have any breathing problems or think you might. And then wear goggles too so you don't get it in your eyes. Okay. I'm just going to rub this in. It's not going to cover the whole thing, but that's okay because I'm going to cover it with the white and the black. Okay. You double check your white and black to make sure that it's all mixed up. Don't worry if you see any bubbles, because you're going to take out the bubbles in a little bit with the heat gun. It pops the air bubbles like you would not believe. It's very, very fast. And I know a lot of you know that, but the reason I'm saying it is because I might have some newbies watching. And if I have some newbies, welcome. Welcome to all my new subscribers, too. Okay, anybody who hasn't commented yet, make sure you go to that video I posted the other day with the gold leaf, and that is the video you make one comment on, and it enters you in the giveaway for a painting. It was the one I showed at the beginning of the beginning of this video, and you have until March 2nd. At around midnight or so. I will comment on it closed, and then I will be printing out all the names on little pieces of paper. And March 4th, about 6:30 Central Standard Time, because I'm in Wisconsin. I'll be doing the drawing, and then I'll be doing a little painting. Okay, another trick I like to tell everybody is, first time of the day you turn your heat gun on. Turn it on, let it blow away from this for 5 to 10 seconds. Reason being is it's been sitting there, and it's, even though it's probably a dust-free place, it's still got little dust bunnies in there. So you don't want any of the dust bunnies to blow out on your piece. Okay. Now all I'm doing is just going over it very lightly, just to pop the air bubbles and to make it just a little bit warm so I can get it over the whole thing. Okay. Now I'm using my fingers to push it up to the edge. You don't have to make it go over the edge at this point, but it will. Don't worry. It will eventually. Okay, there we go. I'm not doing much else with what's in the middle, except making sure I don't have any bare spots, because I'm going to do some designs with the green and the purple. There's the green. And there is the purple. And I hope that purple shows up with the black. I know it'll show up on the white. Okay. Let me heat it up a little bit to get rid of those air bubbles. You don't want to use too much heat when you got the this black and that white. Okay, I'm not doing any swiping today. I'm just going to blow it out. I got some cells. Look at that. I love it. Okay, let me tilt a little bit. Okay, I want to get some more purple over here and over here because there's more white. I want to get some more of the purple on the white, so maybe it'll sell over the white. You blow out your air bubbles, then after you blow out your air bubbles, then you can, it should be hot enough for it to go somewhere. I spy with my little eye something that shouldn't be in there, which is probably a little booger from the white. Okay. Let me put some gold down. I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to take over. I am just basically following the contours of the different colors. Trying to give it some gold accents around the different colors. Ran out on my stick. I'm doing very, very thin lines because I don't want the gold to take over. Which means I'm going to have a lot of resin for, oops, I think I see another little booger. Yep. Yep, there's another one. Yep, that's one too. Okay, now let me blow this out just a little bit. And I managed to get gold all over my thumb. Okay, you know what? I'm going to call this one done. I'm probably going to do some coasters. I'm going to find, I don't know, I know I shook up the white good enough, but I don't know where these little pieces of white are coming from. And they just, yeah, I know it's a mixture of black and white, but it, Okay, tweezers, 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 where'd you guys go? Okay, I'm going to stop the video because I need to let this set for a little bit before I let it thicken up a little bit before I go putting the little pieces of glass on it. Okay, this is set up a little bit. So now, let me see. Those are hearts. I don't want to do hearts. These are circles and these are circles. So, okay, these are just basically little glass cabochons. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them on Etsy too. I think I've got 6mm and 8mm. And I forgot to sharpen this pencil to get the point back on it. The pencil that I'm using is a wax pencil. There we go. It's a wax pencil. You can buy them, I think, in like nail salon places. They might have them in craft stores too. And basically, I'm just turning over. Oh, I can't see what's the top and what's the bottom. Okay, this is going to give me fits. I'm going to have to put it over here on the black so I can see which side is up and which side is down. Okay. Now, I put the pencil on there and it sticks. Okay. And that one dropped fine, but I'm going to get a toothpick handy just in case I have problems with them dropping. It's best to put these on some sort of a, I don't like the looks of that one. That one looks a little funky. Put it on some sort of a little, like a darker background, so you can see them easier. And all you do is you put your wax pencil down in the middle of the back, or the front, I should say. It looks like those are sinking a little bit, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Don't want them to sink, so I'm trying to drop them without pushing them down. And that's basically all you need to do with these guys is, now you don't want to put these on coasters. You can see the coasters I made. I'm absolutely loving mixing the two background colors, black and white, and then swiping some colors over it. These were made by Squishies with this stuff right here. If you can, I'm not even sure if that part's on camera. Okay, there we go. Now you'd want to try to get them even. I don't want to drag them if they're uneven. Okay, I hope you can see what I'm doing there. Basically, you got the glass cabochon down flat on something. Well, guess what? I just got one upside down. And it's going to stay that way because I'm not going to pick it up with the tweezers. So you got to be careful when you're putting them down. And I realize you can't see me picking them up, but what I should have done was I should have gotten a little tray. Okay. And put them in the little tray. I don't want them right next to each other. I do want a little bit of a space. Okay. Well, no, that one's going to stay where it's at. Okay, now I have this black glass. It's called fire glass. These are pretty big, so I probably can pick these up with my fingers. And I just want to put them next to this gold line right here. You want to try to keep your shapes a little uniform. I mean, you know, the size of them. You don't want to have a bunch of small ones and then all of a sudden a big honking one. So I'm trying to look through these shapes and everything. And these I'm pushing down a little bit to make sure they're seated. Now see, there I got 2 of them instead of 1. Okay. You also don't want to go, if you're going with one size of it, you don't want to do too big of a size next to each other or too small of a size. Now see, that one I probably shouldn't have put that one down, but it's in there, so it's staying there. And I know this is boring. You can fast forward if you want, because or you can stop the video now, because this is all I'm going to do for the rest of the video. I messed up the line. Oh well. Oh well. Here we go. Let me put a big one in there. I'm just following along. Oh, that's too small. I'm just following along the side of this gold line. And putting, damn it, excuse my language. I went to go move it over, and it kind of like moved the resin. Because tomorrow when this is dry, I am going to sand the parts that doesn't have any of this stuff. And I am going to do a flood coat over it. So that'll get around the stones. May not cover them, but at least it'll get around the base and help it stay on the picture. Or painting, I should say. Anyway, well, you know what? I'm going to stop the camera. I promise, I will show you this tomorrow before I flood coat it. So, I'm going to end this, and I've got a lot to say before I end it. Don't forget about the drawing. The drawing's going to take place March 4th at 6:30 Central Standard Time, which is normally that is 7:30 Eastern Time, and 6:30, 4:30 Pacific Time. That's the only other ones I can think of. So I'm gonna do a live. I'm gonna do the drawing, and then I'm gonna do a small painting. Not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I want everybody to show up to, even if you didn't enter, I'd like for you to be there, just to congratulate the one who did win. Because I realize some people didn't want to enter for whatever reason, which is okay by me. Okay, okay. That one looks very, very funny. Where's my tweezers? Well, it's going to have to stay there because I'm not going to pick it up and screw it up. Okay, anyway, so listen, don't forget about the drawing. If you didn't see the little iCard earlier about where to go enter, the link will be in the description below this video. Okay, and I hope you liked today's video. If you did, can you give it a thumbs up? If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you. I love all my subscribers. I hope you're learning something from me. If you're not learning something, I hope you're at least getting a good chuckle for the way I do stuff. So anyway, and when you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the little notifications bell to be notified of any upcoming videos.